So this is a video on how to use the negative property dealing with, or negative exponent property dealing with exponents. And now we're going to look at the first one, and it says x to the negative fifth power, and you always need to make it positive. So how you make it positive is if it's in the numerator like this one, because it's really saying it's over 1, then you have to move it to the denominator. And if it's in the denominator, you have to move it to the numerator. So this one would end up being 1 over x to the fifth. The reason for that is this original problem was really over 1. So what I did is I moved this down to the denominator and it made it a positive. So now it's 1 over x to the fifth. Now this one, what you're going to do is this negative 10 is, it's negative 10 times x to the negative third power. So I'm going to leave the negative 10 on top because it really has a positive exponent because it's to the 1 power, and bring down x to the third power, and that would be my final answer. Okay, this one you have the negative 15, x to the second, and y to the negative 3. The only thing that I have to move here is that I'm going to keep the negative 15 on top, x squared, and I'm going to move down the y to the third power, and I'm going to leave it like that because I don't have to move anything else. The only reason why I had to move it is because I can't leave a negative exponent in my final answer. Now with this next one, you always have to look at everything kind of separately, so those bases and everything. So I'm going to look at 4 divided by 8, and that's going to give me, divided by 4 on the top, that's going to give me 1. Divide by 4 on the bottom, that's going to give me 2. So far I have 1/2. Okay, I notice that it's division, so every time you divide, you're going to subtract the exponents. So I have x to the negative fourth minus x to the first power. So I have negative 4 minus 1 is going to give me x to the negative 5. And I'm always going to put it on the top every time I'm dealing with subtracting exponents. So I always put it on the numerator, and then you can do all the switching later. All right, then I have y to the sixth minus a negative 3. Well, 6 minus a negative 3 actually turns to plus. So it would be y to the 9th power. And the only thing that I have to move is I'm going to keep the y to the 9th power on top. I'm going to, you can also write that 1 if you want to, but you don't have to. And then it's going to be 2, because the 2 is not going to move, staying on the bottom, and I'm going to bring down the x to the 5th power. Now number 5 has both properties, the multiplication and the division, so you can choose which one you want to do first. I always do the top first and I multiply. So when you multiply, you're going to add the exponents. So you have negative 1 plus a negative 8, so it's going to be x to the negative 9th over x to the negative 6th. Okay, because you're dividing, you're going to add the exponents, so it would be x to the negative third, because negative 9 minus a negative 6 is going to turn into a positive 6. So it would be negative 9 plus 6, which is x to the negative third. And then I'm going to switch it, because right now it's in the numerator, so I'm going to switch it to the denominator, put it, have 1 over x to the third would be my final answer.